all so much for being here today to walk for healthier babies. I am honored to speak again to you all this year to kick off the March for Babies. My husband Tim and I are here along with our family and friends walking in our second March for Babies in remembrance of our precious angel, Brendan. I never thought I would be standing in front of a group of people at a walk like this speaking of my experience in the NICU, or more so of Mother of an Angel. My pregnancy was high risk from the start due to pre-existing blood clotting disorders. I was monitored by my OB here and a specialist at daycare and did everything I could to ensure that I was giving our baby the best possible start. At 30 weeks, I was put on bed rest due to concerns with my blood pressure, and I had developed diabetes. I was a good patient for the most part. I always thought staying in bed all day would be a dream, but anyone that has ever been on bed rest knows that the dream doesn't last very long. I had my bags packed at every appointment and was told there was a possibility I could be in the hospital at any time. On November 2nd at 35 weeks, I woke up from a nap with an intense headache and distorted vision. I knew this was possibly the signs of preeclampsia. I called in and was told to get to a hospital immediately. I asked if it was time to go to Green Bay and was told that there was no time and I should go directly to Two Rivers. I didn't believe there was anything to worry about, even though my skin appeared to be crawling because of vision issues. I thought it was a false alarm. When I got to labor and delivery, I was told that I asked how contractions were. I didn't even realize I was having contractions. This had never entered my mind that I could be in labor. We were monitored overnight, and at 3 a.m., Dr. Bosco was paged because of concerns with the baby who was not handling contractions. When he arrived, I was told that we needed to deliver ASAP. Brendan was born on November 3rd, 2011 at 8:49 a.m. by emergency C-section at 35 weeks here in Two Rivers. To say I was scared was an understatement, but to know the nightmare I was about to experience, I had no idea. Brendan was born with something visibly wrong with his right arm. It appeared to be injured. I had a brief moment when I looked into his eyes before he was whisked away to a nursery for examination. This is the one and only time I was able to look into my son's beautiful eyes. Once I was moved to recovery, someone told me he was going to be transferred to daycare via ambulance for further treatment. Because of the C-section, I was not able to go with him, but Tim did. I was alone. Brendan underwent surgery at daycare for what they thought was compartment syndrome, where pressure builds up in a limb and they needed to do surgery to relieve pressure. After surgery, Tim called and said that they were being transferred by helicopter to Children's Hospital for more specialized care for his arm. Brendan was transferred to Milwaukee that afternoon. When he arrived, it was determined that the issue in his arm was actually being caused by blood clots and that he would need blood thinners. A CT scan was done late that night, and I received a call that our little boy was bleeding on his brain and things were much worse than we had originally expected. I realized I was released from the hospital around 6 a.m. so I could get to Milwaukee. It was just 24 hours after my C-section. The NICU at Children's is something that will be burned into my brain for the rest of my life. I never imagined so many wires, tubes, and monitors could be attached to such a small baby. I told him I was there, I held his hand, and I brushed his finger with my hand. That's all I could do was watch him. Sit there and watch and pray and hope. And over the course of the next 2 days, we continued to hope and pray and make sure he knew that he was loved. The roller coaster of hoping and then realizing nothing was going to change is unimaginable. I was praying for a miracle, but unfortunately our strongest prayers and all the love was not enough to save our baby. On Saturday afternoon, we were brought into a conference room and told that Brendan's swelling on his brain was so severe that it had damaged his brainstem and there was no hope for recovery. That evening, the tubes and wires were removed, and for the first time we got to hold our baby, and we held him for the rest of his life. Brendan kept fighting for the next 10 hours. Together with our family, we held him, we talked to him, and we made the memories that we could possibly make in that short life. Just before 3 a.m., Brendan took his last breath in my arms, and I truly know what it felt to have my heart break. We were blessed with 3 days on earth, but he will spend a lifetime in our hearts. I know that I'm not the only one here with a special reason to walk today, but I want to thank you all for taking the time to raise the money and come out this morning to support the March Dimes. Every day, thousands of babies are born too soon, too small, and sometimes very sick, and their families right now sitting in the NICU hoping and praying for a miracle. It is our hope that the funding March Dimes receives, another parent will never have to go through the heartache that we do every day. No parent should ever have to bury their child. So today, we walk to stop prematurity, and we walk that someday all babies will be born healthy.
Thank you, Amy. There are some other stories that there's some displays about. Maybe you've seen them here in the lobby of the hospital. You might want to read them. They are success stories that the March of Dimes want you to know about. It does work. We're about to start. I think most of